Do not insert directly into the rectum, just in case you need to be told that. Oh, I feel like we haven't caught up properly because I went to America, then I had my book announcement last week. I'm not going to shut up about the book, by the way, for at least a year. Today's video is all about the things I bought in America. I went to America. If you don't follow my blog, because I wrote extensively about this, and on Instagram, I went to America on a once-in-a-lifetime family trip to Florida to take the kids to Disney World. If you've been following me for any length of time, you'll know that that is not my cup of tea, right? Probably that's an understatement. And it could have gone a lot worse, put it that way. I actually came round to the charms of Disney from a child's point of view by the end of it, but I'm not sure I'd want to go back because it's basically a lot of queuing. And if you love Disney, oh my goodness, knock yourself out with it. There's no judgment here whatsoever. I'm not one of these people that like disses Disney adults or whatever. Each to their own in life. Variety is the spice of life. It's just not for me. So I wrote quite extensively about that on my blog. I'm going to link to the posts below. We did a bit of a trip through Florida for a week before we got to Orlando, and I did a whole post about the itinerary and the hotels we stayed in and whether I would do it again and how I rated the hotels and what they cost and all that kind of stuff. So if you're interested in a little bit of a travel post, that'd be the one for you. Then I wrote a guide to doing Disney if you're not that into Disney yourself, which you could find useful, especially if you're thinking of sitting on the fence about taking your kids to Disney, or I don't know, thinking it will be an absolute nightmare and you'll hate it but the kids really want to go, or any kind of scenario. So make sure you read both of those, but I wanted to tell you about 5 things I bought in America. But we're going to start with this t-shirt because I thought this was fabulous. On the way out there, I watched Barbie movie with my 9-year-old. She's almost 9. Now look, I know I am normally a real stickler when it comes to films and the age rating and making sure I stick to it. However, we watched it together and a lot of my friends had watched it and told me what was in it, and she didn't really get any of the adult references, but she was laughing at quite a lot of the Ken stuff and she really enjoyed it, but I don't think she quite understood it. In fact, I'd be worried if she did understand a lot of it. But she became obsessed with the Mojo Dojo Casa house part of the film. I don't know whether you've seen it. I know this is going to be controversial, but would I watch it again? No. I don't think it was that great. I'm sorry. I thought I was going to have this huge epiphany and it was going to be a life-changing experience. No. Anyway, we went into Target, which became our most frequented place on holiday. And we went to the boys section because we're getting my son some sunglasses, and my daughter instantly spotted these t-shirts. I don't think they've got any anymore because I think I bought every single last Ken Mojo Dojo Casa House t-shirt left in Florida. This is what it looks like on. A little picture of me wearing it for you because I can't bother to get changed. So that was a good purchase, $7.99. Next great thing that I bought was from Disney. We're not going to go into Disney again very much, but what I will say about it is that Galaxy's Edge, which is the Star Wars world, is one of the best places I've ever been. And I'm not being sarcastic. It's so well themed, it's so well done, that if you removed all of the visitors in their, baseball caps and colourful t-shirts and whatever, backpacks, you would feel as though you were in the movie set for Star Wars. Just incredible. The rides there are incredible. It feels like a fully immersive experience. All the little shops and the places you can eat and even the drinks dispensers and the bins, everything is perfectly done. Couldn't recommend. I would go to Disney if it wasn't so expensive just to go there and for the Avatar ride. Not for the rest of it. Sorry, not my stew. Anyway, you know that I love Coca-Cola. Has to be regular, has to be the original. Before we went, I saw that they had these Coca-Cola stands and you could get special Star Wars themed Coca-Colas. Bloody $6 or something. When I actually got it back to our Airbnb and realised how crappy and plastic it was. Yes, I was slightly disappointed because I actually thought, when I saw it before we went online, I thought it was going to be a shiny aluminium style outer and a bottle that you could use again, and this plastic cap is just rubbish, really. But you know what? I like it because I like Coca-Cola and I love Star Wars, and it brings my two loves together. So that is going on my trinkets shelf. I don't want to, it's always embarrassing when you recommend something to someone and then they don't like it, right? So I am not saying that any of these people are wrong, much, but I've always been on the hunt for the best brown mascara. I think the best brown mascara is Clarins Supra, and I've tried a lot. Everyone said, when you go to America, get this. It's the Tower 28, and it's called Make Waves, and it's their mascara in brown drift. I need to give this another good go, really, but I just wasn't that impressed. It's nowhere near as good as Clarins Supra. I just found it just didn't apply very well, and it felt really dry and cakey, and my lashes actually looked stumpier than if they had no mascara on at all. I'll go back to that one. I'll try it again, and I will I'll update you if it gets any better. But honestly, just I don't know what it is about it. It just didn't work on my eyelashes. It says lightweight, endlessly buildable, without crunch or clumps, but I got the crunch, you know, the crunch and the dust, and it just didn't feel good. This Naked Sundays, got it in Target, Cabana Clear Water Gel Serum SPF 50. We used up one of these in about 4 days when we were away because every single person in the family just could not believe how lovely it was to use. It's slightly more expensive in the UK, but I think it's 20 or 25 pounds. If you're looking for a daily SPF 50, I mean, it's sort of mildly hydrating. I'd probably put a little bit of moisturiser underneath or hydrating serum or something like that if it was me. But it's broad spectrum, UVA, UVB protection, and just has no residue, is invisible to apply. I just think it's absolutely brilliant. What a find. Tried a few other things in the range as well, all lovely, but this, head and shoulders above the rest. CeraVe Healing Ointment. I have 2 tubes of this at home anyway. One's a US tube, one is the UK version. We had a little mishap with the sun being slightly stronger than we thought it was going to be, the entire family, when we were on a windy beach one day. And when I went to Target to get a solution, this was the first thing that came to mind. It was kind of the day after. It was a bit heavy to use on immediate sort of sunburnt skin. This stuff, the healing ointment, is just absolutely brilliant. It not only does it sort of seal moisture in and give that instant relief, but it's packed full of ceramides, so it's helping to heal the skin underneath as well. And I just think it's brilliant. It says non-greasy feel. It's the greasiest thing that you can imagine putting on your skin. And it doesn't get any less greasy as time goes on. So I just warn you about that, but it doesn't matter. It works, it's amazing, it's soothing, and it really helps to heal skin that bit faster. So there we go, who cares about the grease? Rich went a bit crazy before we went, picking up all the American drugs that people had recommended that are so strong and brilliant that you can't get in the UK. I had a little bit of a mishap. I'm not ready to talk about it yet, but I think I'm going to write about it on my blog, involving a certain, not even over the counter, just a tablet that you can just get off the shelves in America that would never, ever, ever be available, I don't think, just on the shelves in the UK. Anyway, we've got now a selection of things that are just brutal, that are going to go in a locked case, in a locked cupboard, in a locked room. But one of the things that I bought, which was the most amazing success, was this, Cortisone 10. I don't know whether we can get this in the UK. I'll have a look. But it's 1% hydrocortisone. It's an anti-itch cream. I've had these patches on my shins that get really, really itchy. They're tiny little patches. They never spread. They never move. I've had them since I was a teenager, and they just sort of come and go. I don't know what it is that triggers them, but they are intensely itchy to the point where you just, you know, when you want to claw your skin off. I talk about an area sort of like this on my shin. It's mainly on this shin, but sometimes I get it on that one. Nothing touches it. Things make it slightly better over a course of time, but I have to keep going and it might take a few weeks for it to calm back down again. Oh my God, this stuff, one application of this, it was about 2 weeks ago. I've not had the itching since. This is unheard of. I thought this would just be relief of the symptom. You know, it would just cool the itch and that would be it, but the actual problem wouldn't go away. But I haven't had, it hasn't made a peep for weeks. I can't actually believe it. I'm still waiting for some kind of my leg to fall off, or I don't know, but after having such a bad experience with a tablet that they sell, can't talk about it, too traumatic, I was ready to go on a massive rant about the strength of American drugs that are readily available, and I still could go on a rant about it, but thank God. I mean, I just picked this up in the aisle with some SpongeBob SquarePants plasters and popped it in the trolley. I mean, it's bloody amazing. I will, once this has run out, I don't know how it will run out because I've only needed to use the tiniest amount and then it's fixed me. But this is something that I will now always have. And I know you shouldn't use it for long lengths of time and blah, blah, blah. I've read all of the things inside. Do not insert directly into the rectum, just in case you need to be told that. I'm using it responsibly because I've only used it once. Bloody amazing. Right, so those are the things I bought in America. Hope that you enjoyed that. Go and read those blog posts and I shall see you in the next video.